I mostly like to talk about getting your bang for your buck because I like to help you all get on good bikes and build bikes that will be a tool to help you accomplish your goals. But if I'm being completely honest, there's a little bit more than a drop of bike snob in my blood. I say that really nice, top-of-the-line components aren't necessary for most people, and for 90% of us that's true, but deep down inside I really do appreciate the finer details of bike components, and at a certain point, a bike stops being a tool and becomes a functional piece of art. So today we're going to take a look at the most popular top-of-the-shelf, high-end fixed gear components that a lot of fixed riders covet when we become snooty fixie elitists. For the most part, these components are stiff, bomb-proof, durable, and will perform no matter what your needs are, and they'll look pretty dang good while doing it. Most people that have these parts don't need them for the functional value that they add, but we just have them because, dang it, sometimes it's nice to have some bling and fixie points. These parts will get you all the fixie points. For some background, we'll be talking about a lot of NJS components here. NJS is a really high racing standard in Japan, and anything with that NJS stamp of approval is of really high quality. So with that, let's take a look at the 10 Bling fixed gear parts. And we'll take a look at the function and the form of each of these parts. At the top of our list, we've got NJS cranksets, whether that's SUGINO 75s, Dura-Ace 7710s, Dura-Ace 7600s, SUNTOUR SUPERBE Pros, or anything else with that coveted NJS stamp. All of these cranksets have superb, pun intended, smooth, consistent finishes and complete the look of steel and aluminum frames alike. These cranksets have more stiffness than my scrawny thighs will ever need, but maybe you've got some monstrous horse thighs that can put these cranks to work. Now, if you want to be super duper fancy, you can get the SUGINO 75 direct drive crankset, which is one of the stiffest track cranksets on the market. And it also comes with a pretty sweet chainring. And speaking of chainrings, that brings us to number 9, the SUGINO Zen chainring. This chainring is the roundest, stiffest, longest lasting, smoothest running, quietest chainring that money can buy. And if you're a bit obsessive compulsive about the volume of your drivetrain, it'll help you be the silent bike ninja that you are. These chainrings pair quite nicely with your fancy high-end 144 BCD NJS stamped crankset and are NJS stamped themselves. Now if you want to be extra fancy like a jar of cashews with your chainring, you could get the SUGINO S-Cubic chainring. These have an iridescent glow to them and they're dipped in an anti-friction magical potion that wins gold medals. And speaking of gold medals, the EAI Pro cog comes in at number 8. This cog is named after what it wins and is part of the Ultimate Track drivetrain. It's machined out of solid stainless steel with gold aluminum nitride plating over the perfectly formed, supremely smooth teeth. Coming in at number 7 is the IZUMI Super Toughness chain, and as its name implies, this thing is super tough. This chain will not snap no matter how big and veiny your thighs are. It is one of the, if not the smoothest running track chain and links together your perfect drivetrain. And it's a classy kind of gold, not that fake Cheeto dust gold anodization. Coming in at number 6 on our bling list are THOMSON stems and seat posts. Seat posts and stems all connect your saddle to your frame or your handlebars to your steer, but there's a couple of seat posts that do it more stylishly, with less flex, and with a little more indestructibility, if it ever comes to that. THOMSON stems and seat posts are billet machined out of 7000 series aluminum in the good old US of A. Have a nice finish and make this sweet scritchy sound. THOMSON stems and posts are angular, yet have soft edges, boxy, yet refined. They make some good-looking components at a great strength-to-weight ratio. THOMSON's got it all. If you want to outclass the crowd's stem and seat post game, NITTO makes lugged stems and seat posts with stems coming in threaded and threadless versions. They're made out of stiff and fancy Reynolds 853 steel and are a little heavier because of it, but hey, they're lugged. Coming in at number 5 on our list are top-of-the-shelf hubs, including Campagnolo, Dura-Ace, White Industries, Paul, and Philwood. Higher quality hubs let you build wheels with higher spoke tension, making the overall wheel stiffer, and if you get them built by a good wheel builder, they'll stay in true for a long time and can take a ton of abuse. These hubs are nearly indestructible and can be rebuilt multiple times over with different rim and spoke combinations and will run buttery smooth over their lifetime. Or most likely your lifetime, because these hubs will probably outlast you. You can build some great looking and great riding wheel sets with a selection of high-end hubs out there. Whether you want understated and timeless hubs or purple anodized hubs that let the world know how edgy you are, you can build an apocalypse-proof wheel set. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Chris King headset. At a certain point, headsets aren't really functionally better than other headsets, unless of course you get a Chris King headset. With stainless steel cups, Chris King headsets give you a lifetime of no maintenance and no fuss, and come in all the smooth, anodized finishes you could ask for and more, including the colors to match your sweet custom-built wheels. At number 3, we've got 3 to 5 spoke wheels, whether those are head 3s, notorious 3s or 5s, the specialized tri-spoke, Korma 4-spoke, you name it. Even the Aerospoke. 3 to 5 spoke wheels, barring the Aerospoke, are made out of carbon fiber, making them incredibly light and aerodynamic compared to a traditionally spoked aluminum wheel. On top of that, these wheels don't need to be trued, because they can't be trued. Not only do these wheels actually make you a bit faster, but they also, more importantly, make you look faster. And they give you approximately 800 fixie points, especially if you run them on the rear and whip out some sick skids. Also, if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, 3 to 5 spoke wheels give you the extra real estate for sticker bombing. Score. Sick aluminum frames, coming in at number 2. Fixed gear riders cover the high-end aluminum frames, including the Cinelli Mash and low standard track, or low anything track. And it seems like the closer your bike's place of origin gets to San Francisco, the better. Except for the Cannondale track. It's not exactly made in San Francisco like the low, but it gets 90s hipster vintage points, which is scoring more fixie points than anything built in this millennium. High-end aluminum frames with carbon forks are stiff, light, and oftentimes have very aggressive geometries that you can't find elsewhere, to help you pretend to be a bike messenger and crit racer. On top of that, the thicker aluminum tubing gives you more surface area for sticker bombing. And the brake bridge and fork are oftentimes not drilled for brakes, showing the world just how much of a badass you really are. And lastly on our list, at number 1, are lugged steel frames. These include NJS frames like 3 Rentro and Samson track frames, the Cinelli Super Corsa, and vintage Italian steel like Colnago's and Pinarello. Lug steel frames are hands down the prettiest frames in my book, and they leave little to be desired. They're timeless classics, and if you get an NJS stamped or vintage Italian frame with matching bling-worthy components, go outside to take some pictures of your bike and then promptly bring it back in and hang it on the wall, because that bike is truly a piece of art. Because, let's be real, if you're building a bike that is that unnecessarily expensive, you're not building it to ride, you're building it to own. And there you have it, the 10 Bling fixed gear components. If you're in the mood to bling out your bike, you can find all the bling that I mentioned in this video in the description below. Now, mostly no frills with my bike build, but I did splurge on some SUGINO 75s with my Nature Boy. Yeah, watch out. So bad with money. What bling pieces do you have on your bike? And are there any other bling-worthy components that I didn't mention in this video? Let me know in the comments. Are you tired of not having enough fixed gear videos to watch? Have you ever wondered, why is there not a lame but kind of cool guy spewing off fixed gear information into my brain every week? If you answered yes to either of those questions, do I have the proposition for you? For only one low payment of clicking on that subscribe button, you can have fixed gear videos delivered straight to your sub box every Saturday by subscribing to this guy. And if you're looking for more fixed gear videos to watch, check out these ones, 3 to 5 spoke wheels explained, and when should you upgrade. And with that, I will see you all in the next video.